Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to go over the PM Silver Bullet for September 21st. It's a Thursday. But first I'm going to go over the rules that ICT shared in his Silver Bullet model video. And these are the setups that you can have, the framework for the Silver Bullet setups. Now the main emphasis is to determine the next most likely draw in price action. Where is the draw in liquidity? Okay, and this is what's going to help you get it. That's what you're supposed to be looking for when you do the Silver Bullet, is find the next draw and then enter on a fair value gap, an order block, or what have you, and take your trade. So when he has these Silver Bullet setups, he says you can use the previous daily high or low as the next draw in liquidity, a previous session high or low as a draw in liquidity, previous week high or low. You can return to a current or old new week opening gap. You can have expansion away from a current or old week, new week opening gap, the classic ICT optimal trade entry, or the confluence of the 2022 ICT YouTube mentorship model. Okay. Honestly, I probably trade number 7, like the 2022 mentorship, and optimal trade entry the most, along with session highs or lows. But I also use new week opening gaps as well. So kind of a mixture of all. We're going to have more videos on showing a lot more of these as we go along. But I wanted to put this out there, and I want to put this up here for right now. And I want to pull up the Kraken Silver Bullet Indicator. Okay, the Kraken Silver Bullet Indicator. I'm going to move this to the side here. To get access to the Kraken Silver Bullet Indicator, you have to join the Discord group. The link is in the description below in this video. In the announcements section of the Discord group, which is free, by the way, the Discord group is free. In the announcement section is a link to fill out the form to get access to the Kraken Silver Bullet Indicator. It's free as well, and it is invite only, so I have to have certain information to give you access to it. So click the link below and join the Discord group. Now, for this video, I'm going to slide this over here. Sessions wise, right? So one of the things, the previous daily high or low drawn liquidity, that we have right here, previous daily high and low. All this up here is the gray background that everyone's been asking me for, is up here in the midnight line, the 8:30 line, the 1:30 line. All those things are up here. You get that. Also, you get imbalances. So if you want to see imbalances here, it will show imbalances like fair value gaps to help you find them if you need it. Okay, and then previous daily high and low drawn liquidity. Here's your previous daily high and low. You can also turn it on to show more, but there's your previous daily high and low. Session high and lows, right? Here are the sessions. Here you have the Asian session. You can turn this on and it'll turn on the high and the low. Let's turn them on. I don't know where they're going to be on here. Okay, it's not on here. Let's move this down. There you go. Asian high and low is up here. You can turn them off on. Here's London high and low. If you want to turn off the low, you can just click it there. It'll turn off the low but leave the high. So you do that. New York Killzone. Let's turn that on. See where we're at here. Here's the New York Killzone right here. Obviously, we've already traded down to the low. We haven't taken out the high. So on this, if I was going to analyze this of where the price would go, I would take off the low. We've already taken it out. So now we've got the New York Killzone as a potential target. Okay, the AM session. Again, it's 9:30 to noon. AM session, we haven't taken the high, so I'll leave the high. We have taken the low right here. So I will take the low off, leaving the AM session high up here. Now, lunch. This is for the PM session. That's really what we start with, is I look at that first. So I'm going to zoom in here. Let's take this off right here. Okay. So I'm looking for, I don't expect these to get traded into. So I can actually take those, I can leave those on, but here's the New York lunch. So this has been taken. So now I'm looking for this low to be taken out. We've taken liquidity here. We've taken the lunch liquidity out. Now I'm looking for the lunch low to be taken. Okay, so I'm going to turn these on and turn them off. Okay, so now the lunch, I'm going to leave that on for sake of discussion. Also, you have the previous week high and low here. on the indicator. You also have the new week opening gap information here to get to those. Also give you the macros, right? So let's turn on the macros just for the PM session here. Let's look at the macros, how they work. That's highlighted in green, and the next one will be turned on when we over here when it becomes that time. Let's turn this on. So then the other thing on the Silver Bullet indicator, Kraken Silver Bullet, is you can have the power of 3 candle over here. I'm not going to turn that on. Did that in another video. So let's just look at the macros on this video and the session high and low. Okay, so let's move those like that, and let's buy and sell as we go along here. Right. So now the high has been taken. That's how I'm looking at this. The high of the New York lunch session has been taken. So now I'm aiming for the low. We're going to buy and sell, go candle by candle, and I'm just going to be looking for a reason to enter, right? Okay, so we've got a fair value gap here. If price trades back into that, I'm going to go short. I need a candle closed inside that if I can. All right, there you go. Sell to there. Put our position on. Aiming for the session lows, right? What is that? That's 10 handles. And I only have a stop of 2.5 handles, right? So it's a 1 to 4 risk to reward ratio. Am I going to take partials? You know, I will take a partial about 60%. Just to show you what we do here, and that's after the new week opening gap here. So we got to trade through that. So I do expect maybe a little hesitation around this area, but once we cross through it, I'll take a partial at 60%. So let's move this down to 1. Okay. Again, my target is the lunch session low because that's what we're doing or how we're trading this. Using ICT's framework that he gave us for the how to trade the silver bullet. All right, that is pretty good right there. All right, I'll buy one. That's about 60%. Ideally, I'd like to have a close here, but I'll take one off here. Move my stop to break even, 1 tick below break even. So let's move this here. Show you where my trailing stop would be. My trailing stop would be right here. Okay. When I trade through new week opening gaps, I look for them to act as resistance here to go short. If I trade through it to go long, I'm looking for it to be support to go long. So they are magnets, but then they also help hold into our support price. So that's what I'm kind of watching as it's unfolding here. There we go. That's good. All right. Flatten there. All right, let's just see how you do have a fair value gap right here. Okay, but what do you have? Any other targets? You have another new week opening gap down here. So you could take another trade here if you wanted to. But since I already got 10 handles, I'm not taking another trade because I just don't like where I'm aiming for. I was aiming for this new week opening gap here. And there's these lows here, so not sure I want to aim for this new week opening gap here. Already taken one trade. Just kind of watching, see how price reacts here. Even though if had you taken a trade here, let's just say you entered here at 5 handles is below this low here. So if you just went right here, you can get another 5 handles right here. Still wouldn't have taken it. I've already maximized my profit here. I'm not taking the second trade at the moment, unless I was already in a trade. I'd add to it, but because what you got here is you got this order block right here. It went up 1 tick above it, so you depending on if your stop could have been taken out, I guess. But there's an order block right there. Wicks do the damage, but candle bodies tell the story, so it's not. You gotta allow yourself some room here. Let's see if it takes out that low. See how far it goes. And it does go close to that new week opening gap. Does it hit it? It does. Look at that. All right, so missed opportunity. Can I live with that? Yep, I can. So these green is the 2 macros, right? So they have this macro here. It was just continuing the downtrend here. Same with this one. It's coming down, continuing the trend. 2 macros, just continuing. So we can take those macros off. Sometimes you can tell exactly what they're trying to do. Sometimes you can't, but it's good to have those on for studying purposes. That's what this is for. The macros is for. I have those on there. You can change the times in here however you want. You can change the colors. You can make them dotted, dashed lines. You can do however you want. Same thing with the power of 3 candle. It's for learning purposes, not exactly for trading purposes, but you can use it that way. But it's basically to follow along and check it. Everything else above here, new week opening gap, the sessions, the previous day high and lows, the previous week high and lows, is all for trading the silver bullet. Okay, so all right, so you had another opportunity here to get in on a trade and aim for this new week opening gap, as you could have, but I was already aiming for this one, so I was done. All right, so let's shut this off. Let's recap here. All right, so we saw that the New York lunch high was taken out, and so our target was the New York lunch low. So we got in on a fair value gap. We took a trade, and we took a partial after about 60% after the new week opening gap, and then it took our TP. We did notice that there was another fair value gap and an order block here. Price traded back into it. We thought about taking a trade to go to this next new week opening gap. Wasn't positive on it, but since we already took a trade here, we just decided to leave it as it is and just watch price action. It did come down and take us to hit the new week opening gap. Would have been a great trade, but that's life. That's trading. Once you take a trade and you've made your money, get in and get out and just kind of tape read, and that's kind of what we did here. We just kind of tape read and watched it play out. Okay, so that is your silver bullet setup for the PM session on September 21st using the Kraken Silver Bullet Indicator.